Good evening, family. Welcome to Midweek Meetup Live. Yes, we're live tonight, so good luck. First of all, I want to thank all those who have been bringing in hats and gloves and scarves for our Advent outreach for the homeless in our city. It's been a tremendous turnout. If you've not brought them in yet, this Sunday will be the last Sunday for collecting those as we will be moving them all to the sanctuary and preparing for our decorations for Christmas Eve ceremonies. So thank you for those that brought them in, and please, if you haven't done so yet, can you do it this weekend? This Saturday, we have our turkey giveaway beginning at noon. If you have a voucher, just be there between 12 and 1. Anytime between 12 and 1, you are guaranteed a turkey. We still have a few vouchers, maybe about 15 or 20 left here at the church. You can call in the morning if you still would like to get one before they run out. But it's this Saturday at 12 noon. If you're coming, make sure you bundle up. It's supposed to be very, very cold Saturday, so make sure you dress warm. We still need about 3 or 4 drivers who have an SUV or a van or truck for Christmas Day. We are hitting new numbers of those we are feeding on Christmas Day with our hot meals, toys for the children, and things for all the mothers. This year, the numbers are way up. As you know, all the shelters are filled. We have about 1,400 dinners going out to 12 shelters and to one of the police stations at the 6th District for those police officers that have to work on Christmas Day. So we still need a few more drivers. If you can call the office tomorrow, if you're able to do that, we appreciate it. Also, the end of the year sacrificial ending offering. We want to finish this year financially strong. It's been a little struggle the last couple of months, but we need everybody to please help us with a sacrificial offering between now and the end of the year, first fruits of the new year and closing out of this year. So I thank you for that. Some reflections tonight. First of all, I am still wrestling with this whole school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin. A 15-year-old girl in a study hall pulls out a gun that obviously some adult gave her or she got from some adult. Number one, it wrestles with the problem of access. Why do adults who have guns in homes still not have them locked up? Why, in this point of time, the children have free access to go get a gun in a house or from somebody's house? We offer free gun locks here for anybody that wants them ever. You cannot let guns have access in their house to anybody to go get them. If they're in your home and somebody goes and gets it because you didn't have it locked up, you should go to jail. Because that girl used it to kill 2 people, wound 4 others, and then take her own life. Stop allowing guns to have easy access in our homes. Spread that message to everyone, everywhere we go, in the workplace, at home, our friends, our family. When Columbine happened, April 20th, 1999, both Republicans and Democrats came together across this nation and said, we must do something about this gun issue. Children were being shot in Columbine High School. They said we were going to act immediately and put things in place. 426 school shootings later. Not only have we done nothing, but now school shootings are just another school shooting. I heard 2 national broadcasts introduce it that way. Another school shooting. We've normalized it. We've normalized shootings in our schools and wonder why our children are traumatized. Wonder why our children are going through drills for active shooters more than they're going through drills of fire prevention. When I was growing up, and many of us, fire drills were the main things we were concerned about. Now our children are practicing for active shooter drills in our schools. We have to somehow stop and think, How do we get to this place? We have to start to thinking about, we've heard all these comments about the motives. Well, she was bullied, or her upbringing, and a bunch of movement and divorces and things going on at the home. Whatever the motive, what is it? What is it that causes a child or anyone to take a gun and shoot another person? What is the kind of makeup that brings somebody to a point that you can take a gun, point it at another human being, and shoot it at them? What brings us to that point, let alone a 15-year-old? But I can't understand a 50 or 60-year-old. I can't wrap my mind around someone who can look at another human being and point a gun and shoot. What pushes a person to that point? We must ask ourselves, what are we missing? One thing is that we are a disconnected society. That's happened long before COVID put it on steroids. We are not talking to each other, talking to our young folk, listening to them, hearing what's going on in their mind, what's going on in their thought patterns. How are they feeling? Are they feeling safe? Are they feeling anxious? Are they feeling depressed? Are they angry? Has somebody hurt them? We've got to have the kind of conversations and have the atmosphere in our homes and in our families where we talk to each other, and not just young folk, one another. Adults, we've become so disconnected. We text and we email, we Instagram, we TikTok, but we don't experience each other sitting down and talking, checking on each other, checking on our husbands, our wives, our children, our grandparents, our elders, our friends, our family. How are we missing people getting to that point where they are so either hopeless or so angry that they come to shooting? We must aggressively determine in life that we move to having conversations, making sure that we're checking on one another, talking to one another, seeing where each other is at, talk to our young folk, talk to each other. I'm more and more troubled that we have gotten to a point where this gun culture is the way we handle everything now. You're angry with somebody, you shoot them. Road rage, we shoot them. Mad at a co-worker, we shoot him. Mad at a church, we shoot him. We must take accountability for the culture that we've committed. And we must turn that around and start to create a new wave of another culture where we talk things out, we argue things out, we disagree, but we never move to a point of such anger where we take it out in violence with one another. The last thing I want to say about that is, Dr. King said when the 4 little girls were bombed in the church, we must arrest the person who placed the bomb there. But we must also arrest the society that created the bomber. We have got to arrest and deal with the society that creates shooters, that creates killers, that creates a violent culture. We must, as a society, look at ourselves and say, what got us to this point, and how do we turn it around? Not just throw up our hands and this is the day we live in, this day, so you got a gun, I got a gun, everybody's got a gun. This cannot be what the norm is. We've got to change this culture. We've got to turn it around. Lastly, this is the Advent season. This is a season about waiting. Mary was announced that she was with child, but she had to wait 9 months to birth that child, like all mothers. A woman finds out she's pregnant, but there's a process to get to the birth. The child is there, but the child is not yet born. We wait in our personal lives. We wait on healing. We wait on deliverance. We wait on understanding. We wait on knowledge. We wait on breakthrough. We wait for dreams to be manifested. We wait for a door to be opened. We wait for something to change that we've been trying and praying and hoping to change. Sisters and brothers, waiting is a difficult and challenging time, but it's real and it's necessary. A woman who gives birth early is called a premature birth. And that birth can be dangerous, and it can even take the child's life. Anything too early is premature. The same with our lives. Ecclesiastes tells us there is an appointed time for everything. There's an appointed time for that breakthrough, for that promotion, for that change in a marriage, in a house, in a family, in a relationship. There's a pre-appointed time that God has given us. There's a time for everything. And we can't try to premature the birth of that thing we're waiting for by aggressively pulling it in if that's not the time, and possibly damage or kill the very thing we say we're waiting for. Also, in that pregnancy, a woman must be very careful about what she eats, what she puts in her body. We too must be careful. Careful of who you're around, the thoughts you put in your body, your mind, the things you hear, the things you speak. Be careful about your intake. Be careful of your surroundings. Protect what you're carrying so that you don't abort it or premature bring it into existence damaged or maybe not even living. Psalm 30 says, weeping but joy will come in the morning. We like to think that happens like that. There's night, there's morning. Morning actually begins at 12:01. But the dawn doesn't happen till hours later. There's a process between weeping and joy. Don't be afraid of the process. And don't be angry about it. Don't be frustrated about it. Evening, weeping for a moment, but joy comes. But there's a process to get to the joy. There's a process to get to the morning. Mourning is a process that we must go through. So your waiting cannot be something that you get frustrated by or give up on or turn away from. Waiting is necessary, and waiting is important. Go through the process of waiting and rejoice in it. Praise God in it. Trust God in it. Galatians 6 says, don't get weary in well-doing. Your due season will come. What God promised you is going to happen. What God told you is going to happen. But don't you, in the middle of your pregnancy, give up, because you want that birth now. That birth has an appointed time that God has for it. God has not forgotten it. Don't let waiting wear you out. Don't let waiting discourage you. Don't let waiting turn you back. Don't let waiting fall apart along the way and you get so frustrated, you quit, you give up, you walk away and lose the very thing that you've been waiting for. Mary waited and gave birth to Jesus. Mothers wait to give birth to their children. You and I must wait to the appropriate time so we move with God. If you don't wait, you don't move with God. And then whatever it is will not be from or of God. Go through the process of waiting. Endure the process of waiting, so that indeed your due season comes at the right time, so it can become everything, your deliverance, your healing, your belief, your miracle, everything that was promised can be that. Let me close with this example about our lives. Ever been walking with a cup of coffee and somebody bumps into you and it spills out? What's in the cup spills. Same is true with life. Every day, you and I get bumped. We get bumped by people. We get bumped by experiences. We get bumped by challenges. We get bumped by attacks. We get bumped by problems. We get bumped by Red Seas and Jericho walls. Every day in our lives, we get bumped somewhere, someone. Sometimes they're little bumps. Sometimes they're big bumps. But my question is, when you get bumped, what pours out of you? What spills out of you? The coffee was in the cup, so the coffee spills. What's in your cup? Is it anger? Is it depression? Is it meanness? Or is in your cup joy and peace and love? What's in your cup? What are you carrying? So when you get bumped, and you will get bumped, let something pour out that blesses, that holds, that takes you forward. While Mary is carrying Jesus, I'm asking you in this Advent season, what are you carrying? What's inside of you? So that when life bumps you, that's what's going to come out of you. I love you. Have a blessed, blessed rest of this week. I'll see you this weekend at church. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. We're so excited. We have our Christmas Eve service at 10 o'clock at night. I'm so excited about the message and the word that I have to bring you. And so excited about the new year that's coming and what it lies for us. Let's walk through this together. And let's be excited about what God has for the rest of our lives. I love you. Be safe and be blessed.